In the Muslim society, I witnessed a woman who sent 5 of her children to die in suicide bombing attacks, one after another. She would put the explosive belt on them and bless them and say, "Go kill the Jews," to gain respect in her society. This is hypocrisy.
I already told you that the Hamas group, this terrorist association, are the ones who began suicide bombing. They are the pioneers.
My father disowned me because he's a hypocrite.
Once again, beloved, I greet you and I welcome you to u.s.a Media. My name is u.s.a Stephen, and surely I'm actually going to give you some information in regards to what actually is going on right now. I have already informed you here that what is going on right now isn't maybe a biblical prophecy. I'll be getting with me. You can talk about the hatred Islam has for the people of the book. Do you understand? And Muslims will do this because the war actually began on their prophet or with their prophet. Do you understand? His contemporaries, his contemporary Jews and Christians didn't consider him to be a prophet. Okay, they saw him to be a liar because they didn't find an iota of information about him in the Bible. He tried his possible best to be seen in the Bible or in the biblical passages, but surely nowhere in the Bible did they ever find any information about him. Thus, he began hating them, he began fighting them and all that, and even conquered their cities and all that. And exactly, he told his followers to kill Christians, kill Jews wheresoever they may find them. So, if you are a Jew, if you are a Christian, or if you are if you are a non-Muslim community or non-Muslim country or nation and you would love to sign peaceful treaty with Muslims, surely if they do it, they will do it purposely because they do it because perhaps they want to overtake your land under low profile or be get with me. Other than that, they will never ever accept anything like that. They don't sign peaceful treaty with a country or a nation or a community or a city that doesn't have Islamic dominance or Islamic control, or be getting with me. So we have to be very careful as nations and all that. What Hamas is doing right now, surely I'm going to actually give you some data, okay? And it's from Congressional Research Service, and they are informing the legislative debate since 1914. So they actually have an information or a data in regards to what actually transpired or what actually caused the war between or broke war between Hamas and Israel. Shall we take a quick break and return? Well, this is from Congressional Research Service, okay, and they actually gives a head that says Israel and Hamas October 2023 conflict. Frequently asked questions, that is facts, okay, and this is what they say: Gaza Strip-based militants, that is terrorists, led by the Palestinian Sunni Islamist group, that is Hamas, on October 7, 2023, engaged in a series of surprise attacks by land, by air, and by sea against Israel. So, according to these reporters, the Gaza Strip-based militants, who are led by the Palestinian Sunni Islamists, namely the Hamas, okay, they are the terrorist association or the terrorist organization, and they are the ones I gave you an information about in the second lesson about this same war. I'll be getting with me. Hamas on October 7, 2023 they engaged in several lot of surprise attacks by land, by air, and sea against Israel. They attacked Israel from every angle. You cannot escape on the sea. You cannot escape by air, by land. Wheresoever you will try hiding, wheresoever you try find an escape, they actually catch you up. And Israelites weren't aware of this attack. Okay, it took them by surprise. So according to these reporters, the assault, that is the militants, targeted the strongholds of Israel, such as the Israeli military bases and civilian areas during the final Jewish high holiday, just over 50 years after the Egypt-Syria surprise attack that sparked the 1973 Yom Kippur War. So according to this report, the Hamas, or these militants, the assaults, targeted the strongholds of Israel. They targeted the Israeli military bases. Okay, perhaps it was going to happen in any country, or maybe Ghana. Okay, an example. They actually targeted the barracks, the place where the strength of the nation exists. Okay, they attacked first those that would rise to fight in defense of their nation or of their country. You understand? So they attacked the Israeli military bases and also the civilian areas, the places where the civilians were gathered much. You understand? They were having a program, okay, and that was the Jewish high holiday. They were celebrating it over there, and they attacked them by dropping some bombs and all that, and suicide bombings actually were going on over there as well. Okay, so if I continue, they say, according to research, Hamas reportedly receives much of its funding, that is weapons and training, from Iran. So according to these reporters, Hamas receives training, funding, and weapons from Iran. Thus, it is aching to say that Iran supports what actually is going on, or Iran is backing up what actually Hamas is doing right now. So maybe Iran is involved in the action being taken by Hamas, the Hamas group, the terrorist group against Israelites. So that's exactly what the report also says. And again, the Biden administration has stated publicly that it does not have evidence that the Iranian government had a planning role. So according to the Americans, according to Biden administration, they cannot put it point blank that maybe the Iranians are having any agenda against Israel. They cannot put it point blank because they don't have any evidence to buttress this kind of claim or assertion. They can only think that maybe something like that is going on. Maybe the Iranian government is behind this kind of program, or is behind this kind of terrorist attack, or this kind of terrorism. So according to the Biden administration, they cannot stipulate, they cannot put a point blank that the Iranians are aware of this. Can't it be that Iranians are aware of this, or they are in support of this, or even they are having some plan like that? Well, if I proceed, Jake Sullivan is a national security advisor, and according to him, Iran is complicit in this attack in a broad sense, given the level of support it has provided Hamas for years. So according to Jake Sullivan, who is a national security advisor, he can never ever say that Iran doesn't know anything about this attack. Okay, according to him, Iran has been supporting Hamas, the Hamas group, this militant group, for years, and thus the weapons the Hamas group are using to face Israelites are from the Iranian government, the Iran government. Okay, they fund them, they feed them, They provide stuff for them, training and all that. They train their wars and all that. So if the Hamas group knows how to shoot, knows how to stab, knows how to spear, it is from Iran. They learned this by the Iranians. So Iran is in support of this, according to Jake Sullivan, who is the National Security Advisor. And again, they continue to say the attacks, scope, and lethality against Israel have no precedent in the 16 years Hamas has controlled Gaza. So according to these researchers, the attacks scope, okay, and lethality against Israel have no precedent. Okay, it has no precedent in the 16 years Hamas has controlled Gaza. Well, the nature of the violence stand Israelis. Okay, apparent intelligence and operational failures in preventing the assault surprised Israeli, U.S. and other Western officials. I think perhaps this is the exact reason the national advisor Jake Sullivan is saying the Iranians are aware of what is going on. They are very much aware. They are very much involved, okay, of what actually is going on, this terrorist attack. Well, what was the response of the Israelites? Okay, and before to read the response of the Israelites to you right now, I would like for us to go to the leader of the son of the leader of Hamas. Okay, the son of the leader of the terrorist association who are attacking Israel right now. And I think we're going to take some portions of his discourse, and it's mind blowing. Okay, it's mind blowing. He actually said a lot. He said that he has ever worked under the Israeli government, the Palestinian government, and also the Hamas organization. He was getting paid by all of these ones. And what actually he's saying isn't from any teacher. No one has brainwashed him. No one has influenced him. But rather, he is talking from the authority of experience. Okay, he is talking out of sense perception. He really know what he's talking about. He says he don't belong to the crowd. He have transcended this long time ago. Okay, but the Jewish nation is dear to him, and when he sees nations unifying against the Jewish people, it hurts him a lot. Let's hear him out.
At some point, I was paid by the Israeli government, by the U.S. government, by the Palestinian Authority, and by Hamas organization. I was working for all those guys at the same time. So today, if I speak with the authority of experience. It's not from the books. It's not a second-hand knowledge that I got from somebody. I don't represent government or politicians. I represent myself. I am an individual. I am not an organization. And I don't like to take sides, because I don't belong to nations.
All right, what next?
I don't belong to the crowd. I have transcended this long time ago. But the Jewish nation is dear to me. And when I see nations unifying against the Jewish people, it hurts me. Because at some point, I thought the Jewish people were the enemies of humanity. I thought that they were the enemies of our people, the Palestinian people.
He says at some point, he thought the Jewish people were the enemies of humanity. At some point, that had been his perception. Because his people would be teaching him, okay, by telling him and chipping into his heart that or hatred. Hope you get with me. Muslims have been taught to, or most especially the Hamas people has been taught to hate non-Muslims. Hope you get with me. Whenever you see them, they are your enemies. They don't help. They don't want the propagation of Islam. They don't want the peaceful existence of Islam. Thus, they are your enemies whatsoever you see them. Make sure to pursue them and make sure to do away with them. Okay, so whenever he came across Jews, he thought they were their problem. He thought they were the enemies to humanity. Thus, he hated them. Not until he worked under them and he got to know they are very, very, very good people. Well, shall we proceed?
I thought the Jewish people were the enemies of humanity. I thought that they were the enemies of our people, the Palestinian people, until I came to experience what the Jewish nation really is.
Okay, he says he thought that the Jews were the enemies of his people, okay, the Palestinian people, until he came to experience what the Jewish nation really was. Okay, he came to experience what the Jewish nation really was. So according to the son of the leader of this Hamas group or Hamas terrorist association, the Jews has done nothing to deserve what they are experiencing right now. They've done nothing wrong to the Muslims. They've done nothing wrong to this terrorist association. Okay, this terrorist association are attacking them because of greedy and because of hypocrisy. He's actually going to stipulate this. Shall we proceed?
Through intelligence service, through witnessing the true democratic model in an ocean of darkness, the only light in the Middle East.
So according to him, he says, through intelligence service and through witnessing the true democratic model in an ocean of darkness. Okay? Through all these, what?
The only light in the Middle East. And I wonder, people here in the free world who think that they are free.
Okay, he says the light, the only light in the Middle East. And I wonder people here in the free world who think that they are free. Okay, he's wondering, the people, that is the Muslims, the Hamas group thinks that they are in free world, thus they are free. You get that? So according to him, the Jews are the light in the Middle East because they do not act the way the Muslims act. Okay, he's ascertained for sure that to go with them is very much sensible and tangible than to go with this Hamas group. Okay, what next?
Unifying against Israel, attacking Israel, isolating Israel, boycotting Israel, BDS and all this hypocrisy.
Okay, so these people who live in free world, that is the Muslims, the Hamas group, and thinks they are free, are unifying against Israel. They are attacking Israel. They are isolating Israel and boycotting Israel. BDS and all this hypocrisy. You get that? So according to him, they are hypocrites. Okay, what next?
Of course, hypocrisy coming together with political correctness, because it's the same. Two faces for the same coin.
So according to him, it is hypocrisy because coming together with political correctness, because it's the same two faces for the same coin. You get that? So that is exactly what makes them hypocrites, according to this man. Okay, what next?
In the Muslim society, I witnessed a woman who sent 5 of her children to die in suicide bombing attacks, one after another. She would put the explosive belt on them and bless them and say, "Go kill the Jews," to gain respect in her society. This is hypocrisy.
Okay, according to him, in the Muslim society, he witnessed a woman who sent 5 of her children to die in suicide bombing attacks. Wow. He saw a woman who sent out his 5 children. Okay, she sent forth her 5 children to die in suicide bombing. I already told you that the Hamas group, this terrorist association, are the ones who began suicide bombing. They are the pioneers. Okay, the woman never felt anything. She thought she was fighting for Allah, and what she did would take her to heaven. Thus, she sacrificed 5 of her children. Okay, she sacrificed them. Okay, she attached bombs to their bodies. She gave them bomb belts, and they threw themselves into the crowd just to kill Israelites. Okay, according to this man, he witnessed this. A woman who sent forth her children, her 5 children, okay, to be involved in suicide bombing. This is very much it is absurd. Well, what next?
My father disowned me because he's a hypocrite.
So, according to him, the reason this woman did what she did was to gain respect in her society. She did this to gain respect, and this is hypocrisy. He says, my father disowned me because he's a hypocrite. Wow. According to him, his father disowned him. Why? Because his father is a hypocrite. Why is he saying this? I think you're going to love what actually he's going to say. Okay, apart from all this, and we're actually going to react on them. Shall we end it up here and we continue some other time? We've ascertained for sure that even the son of the leader of this Hamas terrorist association is not in support of what his father is doing. He isn't in support of what his own country is doing. He sees this Hamas group as hypocrites. His father is a hypocrite, and why is he saying this? We will come back to proceed from there. Shall we end it up here? May God richly bless you. Shout out to you. Greetings to everybody, especially Uncle Sam of Toronto, Canada, Mam Esther Nimde Samia Samoa, Mr. Duke of Toronto, Canada, and also Mr. Palemo, Mr. Daniel Kwasi of Palermo, Church of Christ, Italy, and Mr. Williams Pasti of Palermo, Church of Christ, Italy, and also all of you there under the comment section. Nana for service and Nana affair. May God richly bless you for helping us in sharing this program. Like the program, subscribe, and drop your comments for us. Share the program as well. Grace Safo Wadie, Adam's Fashion. May God richly bless you. Bye bye.